How's it going? Give me a. Oh, he's doing a mic check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. There we go. We are fantastic and we are good to go. Well, welcome to another edition of Dr. Delay. I'm obviously Dr. Delay. That's the persona I went with. And tonight we have game two of the Pirates Marlins. Yesterday, the Pirates losing in a heartbreaking fashion after being up 2 runs. They, heading into the bottom of the sixth, I believe they had that lead and kind of blew it down the stretch to lose 4-5 to the Marlins. Skeens, I'm sure, was not thrilled, but I guess he's getting an early taste of what it is to be a Pirate. Hopefully he will stay here as long as possible, but never know. For tonight, we have Mitch Keller on the mound. Mitch Keller has been a solid rotation piece for the last few years. I would say he's about an average MLB starter. He has the potential to be that guy. Just, still waiting if that'll ever come. But, again, it's a winnable game, when you look at the Marlins. Marlins, we talked about it yesterday. Not much experience. Not much experience on that team. And, I'm getting blasted with 80s music, and that's cool. We're just hoping for a much better showing today as, again, the Pirates yesterday. It was rough. It was a rough, disappointing ending to that game. First pitch is in about 7 minutes, so we're just going to hang in there, I guess. But, yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tonight. Hopefully we can even up the series. And, I think most of our expectations, again, if you're a Pirates fan, I would say that we all probably felt that we should take 3 at least from the Marlins. Well, now obviously losing yesterday, we have no more wiggle room. So we need to pick up these last 3 games. And, at this point, I guess we'd probably take a split, but that's not what you want to do against the Marlins. I mean, hopefully we take advantage whenever we host them coming into later down the road. Whenever they come to our ballpark, we're going to need to sweep them, really. So we got to get those wins if we want to try to sneak in as a wild card. Can go over the starting lineups for the Pirates. Tommy Pham batting first. He'll be in left. Brian Reynolds batting second. He's going to be in right. Batting third is O'Neal Cruz. He's going to be in center. And we're hoping for a much better defensive performance out of Cruz. Batting cleanup is going to be Joey Bart. He's looking for his first hit of the season. Same with Cruz. And this is kind of a similar order to yesterday. McCutchen batting fifth. Again, when you don't get any hits from your 3, 4, and 5 guys, that's a killer, and definitely showed up in some key spots yesterday. Batting sixth at third base is going to be Brian Hayes. Batting seventh at first base is going to be Endy Rodriguez. Batting eighth, starting at second, due to the Nick Gonzalez injury. He had been battling apparently an ankle or foot injury or whatnot. But he's going to be, Adam Frazier's going to be in eighth. Batting eighth as Nick Gonzalez will head to the 10-day injured list, I guess. I remember when it was a 15. And then batting ninth, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And, yeah, we're just going to hope for some more hits. Again, we didn't have any hits from our 3, 4, and 5 guys. And Endy didn't get a hit. Falefa didn't get a hit. And Frazier, obviously, this is going to be his first start of the year. I think he had 1 plate appearance yesterday. I could be wrong. He did walk, so, there's that. But we're going to need some hits. It's nice to get on base, but we need some offense for the Pirates. They show off a compilation of the Pirates yesterday. we are playing Connor Gillespie. Now, he hasn't pitched much. In fact, he's only pitched 8 innings of baseball. But as you can see on the screen, 2.25 ERA, So I would say that the Marlins, again, not much experience, but they definitely have a lot of confidence in him. They've liked what they've seen, albeit, again, it was small, but, you got to feel confident that, hey, maybe he can keep that going. That is the starting pitcher for the Marlins. Batting first for them is going to be Edwards. He got on base, I believe, twice yesterday. 2 for 5, I believe, for walks. No hits. Stowers batting second. Bride batting third. And Mervis batting fourth. Lopez batting fifth. Conine batting sixth. Hicks batting seventh. Hill batting eighth. And Pauly batting ninth. And showing a live shot of the field. I guess, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe this is earlier in the game. But we're just kind of chilling and waiting right now. I don't know why they're not running any commercials. You think they would. Maybe you guys could see the thing in the reflection of my eyes. I'm not too sure. There we go. There's a Capital. No, not a Capital One commercial. It's another commercial. See what happens today. Again, as the Pirates looking for their first win of the season as they take on the Marlins. Seeing some Shohei Ohtani. Is this a Fortnite thing? It is a Fortnite thing. Wow. Shohei Ohtani in Fortnite. That's interesting. If you play Fortnite, well, there you go. Just hanging out by myself. It is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers. Had a feeling today would be a little more difficult to get viewers because, yesterday everyone was excited for opening day. Then everyone couldn't watch the game. Got a new pitching coach or assistant pitching coach. All right, heading to the mound is Connor Gillespie. This is his first major league start. Marlins will be in the black. The Pirates they're all grays, which, I like their grays. They're a really nice uniform. Again, showing the batting lineup here. Pham batted 248, Reynolds 275, Cruz 259, Bart 265, McCutchen 232, Hayes 233. Rodriguez did not play. Frazier 202, Kiner Falefa 269. Those are your last year's batting averages. Not many people look at batting average, but it's still important. You definitely want hits. As we await the first pitch, as they are still warming up here, Connor Gillespie. And again, the Marlins beating the Pirates yesterday 5-4. Very disappointing loss. I'm sure we all definitely wanted a little bit more from the Pirates yesterday. All right. We are about to get ready to play ball. And there's the throwdown as they play Triple H's music It is indeed time to play the game. In steps in Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham at the plate. He was 1 for 3 yesterday, and he was hit by a pitch and drew a walk. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be high for ball 1. We are underway for Game 2 in the 2025 season. Tommy Pham with the second. It's going to be a slider in there for a called strike. Pirates again losing yesterday in such depressing fashion. Here's Gillespie on the 1-1. Pham checks his swing but makes contact, so it's going to be 1-2 the count. All right, here is the 1-2. Made me look silly there. Here's the 1-2, and that's almost high, almost hits him. So it's going to be 2-2 the count here to Pham. Pham again, 1 for 3 yesterday, was hit by a pitch and walked. And he walked yesterday. Here's the 2-2 to Pham. There's a slider. He gets under it. It's popped up. And the catcher, Hicks, will make the catch for out number 1. Pham just got under it. It was right in the happy zone, but unable to make anything happen there. As the umpires head to the mound, something now, so they're saying that he may have been scooting forward on some of his pitches. There was a pitcher for the Marlins that actually did that years ago. I cannot. Carter Capps, I think. Here's Gillespie. As here's the first pitch, and Reynolds fouls it off. I like to see that, actually. His foot kind of does look like it is off the bag, so maybe Gillespie, or the bag, the rubber. Here is the 0-1 to Reynolds, and that's going to be inside for ball 1. 1-1 count to Reynolds. 1 out. Pham did pop up to the catcher. As we await Gillespie taking his time on the pitches. Here is a grounder to first, and the first baseman's just going to take it to the bag himself for out number 2. In steps in O'Neal Cruz. Cruz looking for his first hit. Here is the 0-0 to Cruz. We have a grounder to second, and he's just going to throw it on to first for out number 3. Pittsburgh goes 1-2-3, so we're heading to the bottom of the first. It is still 0-0, so definitely not what we're looking for. Definitely not what we wanted. We wanted to see the offense, obviously, at least try to get somebody on here, because we didn't really do much down the stretch whenever we needed them. Again, obviously, the pitching wasn't great, but some fielding errors, I'll say, definitely contributed to the loss yesterday. But we'll see what happens with the Pirates. Again, we are heading to the bottom of the first. 0-0, 1-2-3 go the Pirates. Meanwhile, I believe the teams that did not play yesterday, the Rockies and the Rays, did complete their game. The Rays winning 3-2. I wonder where that was actually played. I'd have to look at that. That's right. They're playing at the Yankees minor league. Just weird. You think they would pick their own, but it is what it is. Pirates Marlins is one of two games going on currently, as there's not really a big slate of games going on tonight. Orioles Blue Jays, they are also 0-0 heading to the bottom of the first. Red Sox Rangers, they play at the top of the hour. Same with the Mets and the Astros. Cubs and D-backs play at 8:40 Central, 9:40 Eastern time. I guess I should say Eastern first time. And the A's and Mariners play at 9:40 Eastern. Braves and Padres play at 9:40 Eastern. And then the Tigers and Dodgers play at 10:10 Eastern time. Kind of showing you guys, if you guys are Pirates fans or Marlins, you definitely live in the Eastern time zone. Yeah, I do not live there anymore. I was moved against my will. I was 8 years old. Again, starting off or leading off here is Xavier Edwards. Last year batting .324. Here's the first pitch from Keller. Here's a little shot to center. And that's going to drop in front of Cruz. And one pitch, one single, as the Marlins already have a base runner. Showing Mitch Keller's numbers from last season. 31 starts, 11-12 as a starter, 4.25 ERA. 166 strikeouts. Doesn't sound too bad, but when you look at the batting average, .261, that is not good stuff. And here's the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. No. Oh, is that a ball? I guess that's a 1-0. Here's the second here. And that one had to throw it right down the middle there for him to call a strike, but he fouls it off anyway. 1-1 the count here to Stowers. Stowers 1 for 3 yesterday. Here's the pitch. And we got a grounder to second. Can we get two? Throws 1, 2, a double play. Grounds it to the second baseman, Frazier, who throws it over. Who was playing short? Oh, my gosh. I forgot. Oh, Falefa. That's right. Nice little double play there. 2 outs here, and in steps in Bride. Bride had a big hit yesterday. Here's the 0-0, and there's in there for a called strike. Bride last year, again, we talked about it yesterday. Hold on one second. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 1. Talked about it yesterday. The Marlins don't really have a lot of experience, not a lot of players that played a lot of games last year. He only played 71 games, and ironically, it's one of the most games played of this team here. As there's the pitch, and he fouls it hard down the left field line, but that's going to be, obviously, I said foul, so it's going to be a foul ball. Here's the pitch, 1-2. We got a little flare to right. Oh, and we got a diving catch by Brian Reynolds. Very nice. Well, Marlins get one hit, but ground into a double play immediately, so they get nothing as well as we head to the top of the second. Your score, 0-0. Maybe the Pirates can do something here with Joey Bart due up. McCutchen on deck and keep Brian Hayes in the hole. Hey, I can be hopeful. We can all be hopeful. I mean, that's literally the whole thing with the Pirates. You know, we have to be hopeful because we can't expect to win every game. So if we win, it's like, whoa. Spend nothing, win nothing. Win nothing. That's the slogan. So again, the Marlins one hit in that inning, but they ground into a double play, and then they have a fly out to right with a nice diving catch by Brian Reynolds. 0-0 your score. And I believe, again, we are the one of two games going on. Not many baseball games going on right now, as the Blue Jays are 0-0 in the bottom of the first. They do have runners at the corners with one out. Blue Jays, like us, lost yesterday, so they're looking for their first win against the mighty Orioles team. And that's a nice, again, Baltimore, they're not exactly the biggest market either, but they're able to be competitive. So that's what we, I guess, are trying to be. I'm not too sure with all the moves and all the selling for the future, but it just doesn't seem to work out, sadly. Maybe one day. I don't know if you're new here. Feel free to comment. I read all comments because I don't really have many people watching. Never do. So, though I did pop off yesterday, I'm not going to lie. I had a great day yesterday. Comment about the Pirates. Comment about anything. As you see, I'm a Steelers fan. Ben Roethlisberger shirt on. Jersey. Ugh. All right. Top of the second. They're just cutting straight to the game here. And that's a curveball in there for strike one. A lot of that yesterday, too, where, I'm just talking, and then all of a sudden they're showing the pitcher in motion. It's ridiculous. Bart looking for his first hit of the season. Gillespie takes it all the way down on the pitch clock. That's going to be a little annoying. And there is a slider, and that is checked swing. He did not go. And Gillespie, he takes it all the way down. That's actually insane. There's a fastball high for ball 2. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, 2 seconds there. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be high for ball 3. Bart working a walk here would be pretty cool. Need a base runner. Definitely want to hit, though, just so you know that they can do it. Maybe you got to save them for later in the ball game, I guess. Here's the 3-1 to Bart, and that's high for ball 4. He walked him. So Bart gets on base. Not Bart Simpson. That's going to be Joey Bart. They're going to show the showing the diving catch by Reynolds. He doesn't add issue, I guess, with the dive. Here's the first pitch to McCutchen is outside for ball 1. McCutchen looking for his first hit. Definitely one of my favorite players of all time. He's my favorite Pirate of all time. I would say, though, my current favorite Pirate is Brian Reynolds. That would probably be, I don't know. I'd have to rank them all time. I don't know. I like Freddie Sanchez. I like Jason Bay. Talked about this yesterday. I didn't mean to rhyme there. It just happened. Gillespie here with the 1-0 to McCutchen. That's going to be low for ball 2. Gillespie having a hard time finding the zone, looking more like a high school pitcher at the moment. But, of course, me talking smack is always a great thing for the Pirates, since I always get shown up. Here's the 2-0. And that's going to be high for strike 1. And McCutchen not exactly liking that call. touching 5 away from tying Roberto Clemente in home runs. And there is a pitch. There's a fly ball to right. And I didn't quite get all of it there as it finds the glove out there and right for out number 1. Probably got under it just a tad bit. I mean, definitely stayed up there a good bit and was launched to the deep part of the park, just shy of the warning track. So in steps in Ke'Bryan Hayes. Definitely would love to see his bat pick up a little bit this year. Has a smooth swing, just never seems to get hits. Here's the 0-0 to Hayes, and that's in there for strike 1. Gillespie looks like he's throwing about 92, 93 right now, so not exactly a flamethrower. But again, you know, his ERA last year, he only had a little bit of work, but it was in the 2s. Here's the 0-1 to Hayes. Hayes cut on, fouled back behind home plate, so it's now 0-2 the count. Oh, and 2 count here to Hayes. Runner on first. Bart on there because of the walk. As Gillespie has to step off. I guess he took too long there. I mean, again, he is taking his time on the mound. Now he's going to try to hurry it up, I guess. Here's the 0-2 to Hayes. And that's going to be inside for ball 1. Hayes wearing my favorite number, number 13. Here's the 1-2 to Hayes. Hayes trying to hold off there, but makes contact for a foul ball. One of his faster fastballs there, 93. Hayes now, here's again 1-2 count here. 1 out. Runner on second, top of the second. Runner on first, top of the second, pardon me. And slider outside for ball 2. Two and 2 count here. Runner on first. And Hayes staying alive. So it's a nice little battle here. But the count will remain at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 to Hayes. High for ball 3. Full count here to Hayes. We'll take a walk. We'll take anything here. Here's the 3-2. Hayes popped it up. That's very shallow. Edwards makes the catch for out number 2. In steps in Andy Rodriguez, looking for his first hit of the season. Many Pirates indeed are. Here's the 0-0. And Rodriguez, they jammed him. That's popped up. And that's out number 3. No hits for the Pirates. 1 walk, but nothing doing there as we head to the bottom of the second. Your score is still 0-0. And let me see if I can provide an update here. The Blue Jays unable to push anyone across there in the bottom of the first. So it is 0-0 0 there as well. Again, we have games, Red Sox, Rangers happening at the top of the hour, as well as the Mets and Astros. So we'll provide you with a little bit more scoring and more excitement during the commercial breaks. Again, feel free to comment anything you want, really. I'm not going to be bullying you or anything. Yeah, I mean, just feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. That helps the channel out. The worst thing in the world. Trust me, it would not. Hopefully, again, the Pirates can indeed take game 2. As again, they lost a disappointing game yesterday. I think that's fair. That's fair to say. As I will just chill. Not many games going on tonight. Only 8 baseball games. That is. You get opening day, and then I guess you get a day off. Not the Pirates, though, as they have a 4-game series. Oh, pardon me. With the Marlins. So there's actually nine games, but. Brian Reynolds starring in a commercial, apparently. All right, Mitch Keller here. Mervis is at the plate. That curveball is in the dirt, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 to Mervis. Mervis fouls it off. Here's the 1-1 to Mervis. That one is fouled off. Strike 2. Bottom of the second here. Nobody on here, of course. No outs. Here's the 1-2. Mervis chases. Lined right to Hayes. That is so unfortunate, as, again, Hayes was the only one there really on the left side of the infield, and it's just a hot shot right to him. Looking at this commercial. That's pretty funny. So they were showing a commercial here. There's already a ball 1. So again, I would say that Sportsnet Pit right now is not doing that great with the production of the broadcast here, as that is a curveball in the dirt, ball 2. Here's the 2-0. Jammed him inside, and that is just foul. Lopez there almost got past Hayes, but luckily that stayed foul. Here is the 2-1 to Lopez, and that is going to be a curveball down and low for ball 3. Here's the 3-1, and he walked him. Ball is outside for ball 4. Reynolds checks his outfield shifts. And here we go. Tommy Pham in left, Cruz in center, Reynolds in right, Hayes at third, Falefa at shortstop. Here's a curveball in the dirt for ball one. Adam Frazier getting the start at second. I don't know. I mean, hopefully he finds his all-star form, because I don't know. I don't really agree with the move. First base, Andy Rodriguez. Catcher, Joey Barr. We got a pickoff attempt. Not able to get him. Here's the 1-0. And that is a strike. They are spending way too much time showing anything else but the game. Finally, here's the 1-1 as he fouls it off. I don't know. If anyone has Sportsnet Pit, please let me know, because I mean this is pretty bad. Here's the 1-2 to Conine. That's going to be a curveball in the dirt. Keller, a lot of stuff in the dirt right now. I don't know if that's part of the plan, but I guess we'll go with it. 2-2 is the count here. One out, runner on first. And pitch down low, and that squeezes through second and short. Oh, Lopez running to third. So we're going to have runners on the corners here with one out. Marlins already threatening to take the lead here in the bottom of the second. I'll admit that this is a pretty boring game. I'll admit that I am bored out of my mind. And I cannot... Yeah, I am bored out of my mind. Boring game here, but hopefully it picks up. Runners on the corners, one out. In steps in Hicks. And we got a called strike there. Liam Hicks, again, they're showing his minor stats. We talked about it yesterday. This Marlins team is very inexperienced. We got a curveball down and in for ball one. Just not. I don't know if that's, again, they're saying it's a slider, but I don't know if that's his goal. But he's missing a lot down and in. Runners on the corners, 1-1 the count. Oh, right back to Keller. A hot shot right back to Keller. What a play. It pretty much went right to his glove, and he's just acting like he's so calm and so cool about it. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that definitely landed right here on the palm, so you know that hurt. Exit velocity of 105, so that thing came back faster than he threw it. That was very impressive from Keller. All right, 2 outs here. Hill is at the plate. Runners on the corners. Marlins are threatening to score. And there is a slider in there for a strike, swinging strike. Keller making an amazing play. Hit hot shot right back to him, and that was fantastic. All right, 0-1 to Hill. Hill's actually going to step out. Keller was about to pitch, so maybe some mind games here. Derek Hill last year played 53 games, 241 batting average, 690 OPS, 7 homers. And again, that's, that is just the theme of this Marlins team. Not much big league experience. Here's the 0-1 to Hill, and that's going to be called strike on the inside part of the plate. Hill was kind of shaking his head, but nope, that was definitely in. Hill putting pine tar on his helmet. That's a classic thing to do. Not many people do that anymore. Here's the 0-2 to Hill. Did he get him? Oh, check swing is upheld. He did not go. Let's look at this side angle. Oh, yeah, he did a good job holding it. Still just waiting to see on the Aaron Rodgers thing. What is he going to do? Here's the 1-2. Runners going from first and second. And that is called. Strike 3. It didn't matter. Hill just looking and staring at it. As we head to the top of the third. Pittsburgh 0, Miami 0. Pittsburgh still looking for their first hit. Pirates need to do something. Because, yeah, it's not looking good. Honestly, I'm just going to delete this freaking post. I'm not even gonna lie. I'll just keep it. Why not? If anyone stops in, that's great. If not, it's cool too. It ain't a big deal. It ain't a big deal. Pirates 0, Marlins 0. Probably one of the more boring games I've covered in a while, but it is what it is. We'll hope for the best. Maybe it gets a little bit better. We did have an exciting play, a line drive right back to the pitcher, and it was great stuff there. But not much happening again. Pirates, I'd like to see them get on base as far as a hit. I mean, drawing walks is great, and I love a good walk, but I like hits. It's just more exciting. I have more confidence later in the game that they're actually going to be able to hit the ball. So, but it's early. It's only the third inning. Speaking of early, again, we are kind of waiting to see if any of the other games are starting. They are not starting. The Orioles and Blue Jays are also at the end of 2. Their score is as well 0-0. That is an AL East battle. Red Sox, Rangers, they are in the warm-up. It is official. They are going to get underway in about 20 minutes. Mets, Astros playing on Apple TV. I would be ticked. That one starting in about 30 minutes. Here is Adam Frazier. And there's a pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Frazier getting the start because Gonzalez was injured yesterday. And there is a call or a ball pitch inside, low and inside. Frazier batted .202 last year, 4 home runs. I know it was really sad when Frazier got traded, but not exactly thrilled that he's back. And we got a hot shot down the first base line, but that's going to be fouled. Gillespie here again, taking his time. Here's the 1-2. And swung on and missed. The ball's in the dirt, so Frazier's going to have to run to first, but they do throw him out. As Gillespie with his first strikeout of the season. Here is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa as he takes a pitch high for ball 1. Falefa was 0 for 2 with 2 walks, so he got on base twice. Here's the 1-0 to Falefa, and he gets a piece of that one for a foul ball. 1-1 the count here. 1 out, top of the third. Here's the pitch here to Falefa. Jammed him. That's popped up, but that's going to be back out of play. So he'll stay alive. 1-2 the count. Gillespie again. He takes his time. He does indeed take his time. Not shy about it. And there is a ball low, so the count will go to 2-2 now. 2-2 count here to Falefa. Kiner Falefa. Here's the pitch. And gets right past the shortstop for a single. IKF with a nice hot shot there past the shortstop. All right, here. In steps in Pham with the runner on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for strike 1. Here is the 0-1 to Tommy Pham. Grounder here to third. Throws to second. He does get the one at second, but he does not get Pham as he beats out the throw. So almost a double play there, but not quite. Pham showing he's still got some speed left in him. That was really close at second. Love to look at that again. Ooh. Really close at second. They are showing it again. Greg Brown agrees with me. He must have heard me. All right, 2 outs. Pham on first. In steps in Reynolds. And there is a curveball in the dirt for ball 1. I really wish they would have showed a still shot of that. Reynolds had 2 RBIs yesterday. Maybe he can add 2 more here with the shot. Probably not. And there's a pickoff attempt by Pham, or to Pham, and Pham gets back in there. Reynolds had a ground out in the first inning. Last year, batted .275, .791 OPS, 24 homers with 88 RBIs. Here's the 1-0 to Reynolds. That's in there for strike 1. 2-seam fastball, it looked like. Change-up. Change-up's good, too. One and one to Reynolds. Gillespie takes his time. And swinging strike. A ball high. So now the count is 1-2 to Reynolds. 2 outs. Runner on first. Reynolds trying to send that one out of here. You can definitely tell. And Gillespie taking his time. Steps off the mound. Let's take even more time. One and two count here. Top of the third. Pirates looking to keep the inning alive here. And we got a pickoff attempt. So it's still going to hang around there. Jeez, can we get a pitch, please? Be nice. Gillespie again taking his time. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's the pitch to Reynolds. And checked his swing. And apparently he went. Runner was going. Reynolds does not like the call. They're not even going to show it. They're going to cut straight to a commercial. Why in the world is Sportsnet Pitt so bad right now with their production? They have been terrible with their cuts. I mean, they're showing the pitch. Literally, they cut back to the action as the pitcher's throwing. Sometimes the pitch has already been delivered. Can't even show me didn't even show them slowing it down at second, which that was really close. Obviously, it probably was out because the Pirates didn't challenge, but really frustrating stuff here. And then on that one, they should have showed the check swing. I would have loved to see it. But anyway, we head to the bottom of the third. Pittsburgh, one hit there and one runner left on, as it's still 0-0. And it can provide an update in the Toronto-Baltimore game. It is still... Actually, no, the Orioles have tacked one on there, so they are up 1-0 over the Blue Jays. Red Sox, Rangers are going to be underway in about 15 to 20 minutes. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be doing this for as long as possible. I mean, I'm going to finish the game is what I mean. But, just doing this throughout the year. Whenever I'm off, I will be sure to stream whatever game you'd like. If no one recommends a game, then I will be doing Pirates or just whatever I feel like, really. I'll be covering the Pirates, even for better or worse. I'll be here. Yesterday I covered the opening day, had a really good time in the chat, and had a good views yesterday. 200 something watched yesterday. That was a really good video, really good stuff for me. I usually do not come close to that. That was fantastic. And then I followed it up with a great basketball game last night between Arkansas and Texas Tech. All right, here's Keller with the first pitch, and that misses for ball one. This is Paulie in at the plate. He went 1 for 4 yesterday. Here's the 1-0 to Paulie. That's right down the middle for strike one. Paulie probably regretting that one. Here's the 1-1 to Paulie. That one just missed, apparently. Woo, that's close. Caught a little bit of the zone, but I can see why they did not give him the call. Here's the 2-1. That one a called strike. Paulie smiles. That one is really close. Kind of like the same type of pitch as the last one. A little bit lower, but barely nicks the zone. Here is the 2-2 to Paulie. Paulie flies it to left. And Pham jumping and makes the catch, hitting the wall as he does. Nice effort there by Tommy Pham. Very nice. Yeah, look at that. Maybe a little bit overly dramatic. Kind of caught it a little bit behind him when he jumped into the wall. Keller, though, still showing his appreciation as, I guess, the ball just happened. I don't know. They just cut to it. And again, I mentioned that earlier. Literally seeing, they cut back to Bart throwing it back. Here's the 1-0. And that's low for ball two. And again, if you've been here the whole time. If not, it's fine too. Keller has been missing a lot of his slider / curveball, breaking ball pitches have all been the dirt, very rarely hitting the zone. Here is a 2-seam fastball. That one's going to miss inside for ball 3. Here's the 3-0, and that is a called strike. Edwards honestly probably wanted to swing, but, he probably didn't have the green light. Here's the 3-1 to Edwards. Oh, line drive right to Pham. Pham had to move a little bit. Again, kind of falling down, so he's got a little bit of drama in him, Tommy Pham. A little bit overly dramatic, but then again, that was a line drive. Thought it would fall for a hit, but it kind of sliced right to Pham. And I guess I could see why he had to make an adjustment. It was kind of cutting. Looked like one of my golf slices. Terribly. All right, in steps in Stowers. Stowers was 1 for 3 yesterday, I believe. And he's 0 for 1 today. Here's the 1-0 to Stowers. Stowers takes a called strike on the inside part of the plate. It is 1-1. Stowers, again, part of the youth movement. Not many people up there that have a lot of major league experience. Played 69 games last year. As that pitch is outside for ball 2. The Marlins just not really you could argue that they're not really a major league team, but they did beat the Pirates yesterday in what was a very disappointing performance towards the end of the game. A lot of interesting decisions as Keller delivers, and that one is fouled off. So the count will go to 2-2. Two and two, the count to Stowers. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for ball 3. A little bit off there. Not too much, though. Not too much different between his changeup and fastball. Full count to Stowers. And Stowers staying alive. Staying alive. So the count will remain full. Three and two, the count to Stowers. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Keller. As they don't get any hits there. And they will head to the top, or we will all head to the top of the 4th with your score 0-0. As mentioned earlier, I will be doing Pirates games. If you don't want to miss any Pirates games, feel free to subscribe. I will, of course, not be able to do all of them as I do have a job. I was either going to work today or tomorrow. Well, I'm covering this one, so I am going to be working tomorrow, so I will not be able to call tomorrow's game. But I, of course, will do my best to cover as many games as possible. Pretty much, if I am at the house during a Pirates game, I will be doing a play-by-play. So, feel free to subscribe. It's free. That's why I say feel free. Just do it. Might as well. Is it going to hurt you? Is it really going to hurt you if you press that button? What is going to hurt me, though, is this thunderstorm. It is storming so bad here in Texas. Former Pennsylvania, not quite a Pennsylvanian anymore. I have lived here in Texas way longer than I've lived in Pennsylvania. Let's see if I can give you some scores. Again, if you're just chilling, feel free to just comment down below. Don't be shy. Do not be shy. I will respond to your comment because I can. I'll easily see it, and there's not much movement. Orioles up 1-0 still in the bottom of the 3rd. Red Sox, Rangers, 5 minutes away from first pitch. All right, top of the 4th here. Cruz is going to lead off this inning. And Gillespie was about to start his lineup. And Gillespie got a pitching clock violation. Yeah, we had mentioned that this guy takes forever. He waits till about 2 or 1 seconds before he pitches. And finally, dude, I am sick and tired of this guy. Now the umpire is out to the pitcher. There is a pitch clock violation, and now the pitch comm device is not working, apparently. And we're just going to sit here and chill forever, apparently. I don't know what's really going on. They're all just trying to figure something out. It's a 1-0 count to Cruz, so we're just going to, I guess, chill here for the good better of an hour. Maybe we'll move on with our lives. Pitchcom thing. Why don't they do hand signs like they used? That's all I'm saying. Why not? Like, why not? Why not have the good old pitching signs, you know? All right, we are back. It's going to be a 1-0 count to Cruz. Make it a 2-0 count. As there is a curveball in the dirt for ball 2. Cruz looking for his first hit of the year. Here's the 2-0, and that's going to be high for ball 3. Does Cruz have the green light on a 3-0 is the question. And that one is inside the zone for ball 4. So we'll take it. Only a 3. That's a 3-pitch walk. Maybe it was high. And maybe that's what the umpire calls. It doesn't matter. One steps in, Joey Bart. He's also looking for his first hit of the year. Again, he drew the walk in his first plate appearance today. And that one is outside for ball 1. Maybe the Pirates can do something here. Joey Bart with an OPS of near 800 last year, 799. So a lot of potential here. If he's able to replicate that, I think we would all take it. We would all take it. And they're going to have a pickoff attempt to Cruz. And Cruz gets back safely. Oh, Glipsy just taking his time, bro. This guy he loves himself. Here is the 1-0 to Bart. And that's going to be inside for ball 2. Two-0 count here. To Bart. Here's the 2-0. That's outside for strike 1. Bart can't believe it. Bart just smiles. Here's the 2-1. Inside for ball 3. That ball gets away from him. Cruz is going to head to third. Sliding in just for fun. The wild throw moves Cruz to third. So just like that, the Pirates have a runner in scoring position on third with Joey Bart at the plate. And you got to like the odds with Bart and McCutchen up right now with nobody out. You have to like it. Ball was inside. And again, the throw was just wide. It was actually almost going to hit Cruz. If Cruz was a little slower, then that would have probably pelted him. 3-1 count to Bart. Will we ever get this pitch? I don't know. Here's the 3-1. And that's high for ball 4. He walked him. So that's going to put McCutchen up to the plate. With runners on the corners, nobody out. And McCutchen, again, looking for his first hit. So this is a big opportunity for the Pirates and for McCutchen himself. Runners on the corners. Runners on the corners. Top of the fourth inning. In steps in Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen. Line drive in the gap. That's going to score Cruz. McCutchen's going to try to get two, and he does, as Lopez missed the ball and it hit him in the ear. Oh, Lopez is down. Oh, man, that had to hurt. It looked like if, Lopez was able to secure it there, McCutchen might have been out at second, but an unfortunate fielding error there by Lopez results him in a very hurt side of the head. Oh, my goodness. McCutchen, again, very nice. Great opportunity to get his first hit of the year. Just a nice little line drive into the gap. Throws in here. Oh, yeah, he just missed. He took his eye off the ball. He put the tag down before he caught the ball. That's really what happened. Oh, that's so unfortunate. So looks like he looked away. You got to keep your eye on the ball. I mean, I hate to make fun of him right here, but yeah, I know that hurt. He's taking off his earrings too, especially with the earrings. So we do have runners in scoring position again. They're still checking out Lopez. Lopez took a shot in the ear. It looks like he's going to stay in. Gotta like that. You gotta like that. He's okay and he's willing to play through it. That is pretty awesome. So McCutchen opens up the scoring today with a double, moving Bart to third. So we still have runners in scoring position. Nobody out. In steps in Ke'Bryan Hayes. Here's the pitch. That's taken for strike one. Here's the 0-1. Oh, right up to the pitcher. And Hayes beats out the throw. Oh, my goodness. Gillespie tried to field it with his hand. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah, he did. He's shaking it off. Right back to the pitcher, and Gillespie tried to stop it with his right hand. Oh, my goodness. Right off the pitcher's hand. Ke'Bryan Hayes able to beat the throw from the shortstop coming in. It did go off. He tried to catch it with his hand. And he is going to stay out there. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Maybe Gillespie is injured. You don't know. No one's really looking at him. You have to imagine, though, you take a baseball off your hand that you're going to be hurt. That's got to hurt. So Marlins getting injured by a baseball. Here's the 1-0. And that's in there for a called strike. 87-mile-per-hour cutter. Here's the 1-1. And that's nice little slider in there for strike two. From 1-0 to 1-2. Nobody out. Bases loaded for the Pirates. Pirates with a great opportunity to add on to the McCutchen RBI double. Here's the pitch, and that's high for ball two. Two and two count here to Endy. He was once viewed as the catcher of the future. I guess it's still possible, but right now he's at first base. Here's the 2-2 to Rodriguez. Rodriguez Little fly ball to left. It's going to be shallow left, too, so it's not going to score the run. So, fly out to Stowers. Rodriguez unable to bring anybody home, and it's going to bring up Adam Frazier. The Calypsy staying in, doing pretty well for taking a fast or taking a baseball to the hand. And steps in again, Frazier. Here is the 0-0. Frazier. Fly ball. That's shallow. Right field. Oh, Bart's going to go home. Oh, my goodness. The throw would have murdered it, Bart, but the pitcher cuts it off. Or it would have been in the first baseman. I'm not too sure. Mervis cut it off. Mervis cutting it off. That was such a shallow fly ball. I can't believe that. We kind of dodged a bullet there. Bart would have been thrown out by a mile. But a cutoff by the first baseman throwing home adds another run. Here is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He is 1 for 1 today. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Got a feel for Mervis. He's had a rough showing so far in his first 2 games. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And that ball is very high for ball 1. You know, something I know this is kind of just a little thing, but why do the Pirates have matte helmets? I would rather the shine. Just saying. Would look better. Here is the 1-2 to Falefa. Falefa chases, but he fouls it off. Strike 2. Two runs here in the inning. One of them coming from a RBI double. The other one coming from a sacrifice fly, but it was cut off by Mervis. Mervis kind of gave the Pirates a run here. We got a fly ball to left field. Stowers gets under it and makes the catch. Pirates pick up a couple here in the top of the 4th with the score 2-0. And we do, again, have games going underway. Pardon me. So I can provide you those scores. Pirates up 2-0, of course. The game we're covering. Heading to the bottom of the 4th, the Orioles up 2-0 over the Blue Jays. The Red Sox and the Rangers are tied, but of course they're just now getting underway. They're heading to the bottom of the 1st. And the Mets and Astros are tied at 0 apiece. I can delete this post. Really big deal. Really need that anymore. Pirates up 2-0 here as we head to the bottom of the 4th. So, I mean, Pirates offense looked pretty decent there, but of course you'd rather, I don't know, there were still some opportunities there that they left. But you got to just take runs when you can get them, especially if you're a Pirates fan or just a Pirate in general. Marlins putting together the worst defensive inning I've ever seen. Don't say that. The Pirates might take that as a challenge. Oh my gosh. What kind of freaking comment is that, man? And there's the first pitch from Mitch for strike one. Here's the 0-1 to Bride, and that's going to be a breaking ball in there for strike two. You know what I can do? This share the link to freaking Twitter, bro. A lot of Pirates fans on Twitter, or at least for me, my feed. That's what I should do. Why am I not doing? Here is the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Bride strikes out there. Nice pitch by Mitch Keller. Freaking realized. I know, right? I just can't believe that I just now thought of this. Here is the 0-0. Lopez. No, that's Mervis. My bad. Mervis is flying out. Mervis definitely not happy. Mervis is definitely a guy that, you've got to feel a little bit bad for. You can tell that he's trying really hard to get his first hit. But we'll take it as a Pirate. In steps in Lopez. Lopez took it off the ear earlier. Took his eye off the ball and then took it on the ear. Here's the 0-0 to Lopez. That's inside for ball one. Lopez not trying to get hit again. That pitch was way inside. Here's the 1-0 in there for a called strike. Have to wear batting helmets outside. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball high, swung on, grounded to short, throw to first, and they're going to call him out. And Lopez is kind of in shock, and they're already on the phone. They're gonna make sure that well, I don't know. I mean, they just got to commercial again. The Pirates, Pittsburgh Sportsnet is struggling today. They struggled yesterday too. They're just not. Sportsnet is just terrible with the broadcast right now. They're cutting to the game late, not showing replays when they should. I don't know. Again, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Comment down below, of course. Comments are welcome. It's been a dry comment section today. Just talk about anything. Talk about Pirates. Talk about Steelers. Talk about whatever you want. NFL, MLB. Talk about hockey. I'm not much of a hockey guy, but I still, pay attention to the Penguins. Doesn't have to be just Pittsburgh. Could be Miami if you're a Miami fan. Could be anything. I'll chat because why not? Because there's nothing going on. Nothing going on at all. Let's see here. We have Orioles up 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Blue Jays have runners on first and second. Nobody out. Red Sox, Rangers, they have just ended the first inning. Nothing there. And the Astros, Mets tied up in the bottom of the first. So, Pirates heading to the top of the fifth up 2-0, trying to even the series after a disastrous opening day after leading 4-2. Some unfortunate errors. I'm sure you guys all know if you guys were watching the game or heard about it. Some disastrous pitching combined with disastrous fielding led to that loss. Here's the first pitch inside, strike one. And again, feel free to chat, comment about anything. I got plenty of time. I mean, baseball, it's a slow-paced game. Just like this pitcher, Gillespie, freaking taking his time. Pham with the grounder to third. It's off his glove. So Pham should cruise into first, no problem. I don't know if that'll be called a error or not. It was a hot shot to third. Either way, I'll take the base runner. Yeah, actually, it wasn't that bad. It was actually a one hopper. So they are going to give him an error. Try to olay it there. All right, runner on first for Reynolds. No outs in the top of the fifth. Reynolds fouls it off his ankle for strike one. Here is the 0-1. And Reynolds gets a piece of that one, and he fouls it back behind home plate. Reynolds 1 for 6 on the year. I'm sure he'd like to make that 2 for 6. Also would like to move Pham up, I'm sure. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So he doesn't make it 2 for 7. He will fall to 1 and 7. Again, Gillespie took a chopper off the hand. I'm surprised he's still out there, and he's pitching just fine. Here is O'Neill Cruz. We got a Pham's taking off. Pham's going to cruise in there, no problem. Throw was a little bit, it was a one hopper, so definitely helps out Pham. Pham with a nice jump. Definitely a pretty solid jump there. Pham's a big guy. Oh, 1 here to Cruz. Runner on second. That is Pham. Here's the pitch. Oh, we got a line drive down the right field line. It cleared the wall. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Home run O'Neill Cruz, and the Pirates will double their lead. They are now up 4-0. Just a hot shot line drive. Man. And here is the first pitch to Bart. Bart's going to swing and miss for strike one. I feel like Bart wants to get in on this action. Bart has reached base both times despite not registering a hit. He has no official at-bat at the moment. Plate appearances at 0. Here's the 0-1 to Bart, and that's going to be inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-1 to Bart, and that's going to be a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Here's the 1-2 to Bart. Bart pops it up back out of play. Ellipse waiting into 1 second to pitch. Swing and a miss. Joey Bart down on strikes, and that's going to bring up Pirates legend Andrew McCutchen and an RBI double earlier in the game. Actually, that was just last inning. Here's the first pitch to McCutchen. McCutchen takes it in there for strike one. And McCutchen takes the 0-1 outside for ball one. It's a 1-1 count here. McCutchen, he's an old guy, 38 years old. 20 years ago was drafted by the Pirates. Here's the 1-1 to McCutchen. McCutchen swung on and fouls it off. Strike two. Showing the double earlier in the game, scoring Cruz and moving some runners up. Again, Lopez took a shot in the ear. Here's the 1-2 to McCutchen. McCutchen high for ball two. Here is the 2-2 to McCutchen. That's going to be low for ball three. Here's the 3-2 to McCutchen. And he walked him. Bat flipping the walk. Bat flipping the walks. All right, runner on first. Here is Ke'Bryan Hayes. And that pitch is in there for a strike one. Hoping for a little bit better bat this year from Ke'Bryan. It's already an amazing fielder. Just needs to get the bat together here. Here's the 0-1 to Hayes, and that one is low for ball one. 1-1 count here to Hayes. A 2-run shot by Cruz has doubled the lead from 2-0 to 4-0. Here's the 1-1. Hayes popped it up. Very high. Third baseman running in there. And he makes the catch. And that's going to end the top of the fifth with your score. Pirates 4, Marlins 0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth right here on this YouTube channel. As I will look for the MLB scores if I can find them. I remember what I was trying to do. All right, in the bottom of the fourth, the Blue Jays are up 3-2 over the Orioles. Red Sox, Rangers tied at 0 apiece. The Mets are up 2-0 on the Astros in the top of the second. And I'd say about another hour from now, as this game is probably winding down, probably in the 8th or 9th inning, the Cubs and D-backs will get off underway. Athletics and Mariners also play during that time, as well as the Braves and Padres. Tigers Dodgers will probably start playing when this game is over, or at least in the night. Not many games going on today. Rockies and Rays starting their season today for some reason. Not on opening day. Couldn't be me. Now, the Rays did beat the Rockies 3-2. Not much, not much looking good for the NL Central. NL Central combined 2-5 right now. Of course, the Cubs starting off 0-2 against the Dodgers in the Tokyo series will do that. The NL West, they're 5-2. That's that. They cut back. Cut back to the game now. Here's Mitch Keller pitching Conine. Conine fouls the first one off. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Conine, and that one in there for strike 2. 0-2 count here to Conine. Keller has yet to allow a run this year. Oh my gosh. Knocking on some wood there. We definitely want to keep that up. Here's the 0-2. And there's a fly ball. Shallow fly ball to the center fielder, Cruz, who makes the catch for out number 1. Then steps in Hicks. He is 0-1 today. He's also looking for his first hit of the year. Show a furniture store and a coffee shop. So I'm assuming this is all Pittsburgh stuff. Nope, that's actually Miami Marlins. Okay, never mind. And that first pitch is inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 to Hicks. Called strike there inside part of the plate. Strike 1. It's 1-1 here. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Pirates leading 4-0. Cruz scoring in the 5th with a 2-run shot down the right field line, as that pitch is in there for a called strike. And before that, McCutchen RBI double, and then a sacrifice fly, if you call it that. Rodriguez flied out to right. Bart took off, as there's a foul right there. Bart was going to get thrown out, but the first baseman cuts it off, and Bart scores easily. So that is kind of the brief summary there. That happened in the 4th inning. Cruz shot in the 5th inning. So the Pirates 4-0. Leading over the Marlins, trying to get their revenge on what happened yesterday. And there's a chopper back to Keller. Keller fielding pretty well tonight. 2 outs there by Keller. Look at that. That'll bring in Hill here. He's 0-1 tonight with the strikeout. As the first pitch there to Hill, he fouls that one back behind home plate. Keller looking pretty good tonight. Was struggling a little bit with location in the first few innings, but has settled down and looking really good. Attacking the zone, that one, he probably got a little bit of a call there, but it's strike 2. Oh, and 2 to Hill. Here's the windup and the pitch Chopper here to Hayes. Hayes fields it, throws on to first. Hill was hustling down that line, but he is thrown out there, as that is 5 scoreless from Mitch Keller. They just cut off Greg Brown. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, their production is bad. Well, we head to the top of the 6th here. Pittsburgh up 4-0. As I will give you guys another update. And actually, so they are saying that there is a challenge, so we might go back and they might have, pardon me, a base runner. Marlins fans are cheering, so I'm assuming they are going to get it right. I will say that's safe. Personally, I think he'll beat out the throw. Again, Hill was hustling. So the Pirates are already heading back to the dugout, but no call has been officially made. The Blue Jays. Let me look at this real quick. Blue Jays have scored 5 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. They now lead 5-2, and they're still up at the plate. Red Sox Rangers 0-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. The Mets up 2-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. So some interesting stuff there. Hopefully the Blue Jays can hold on. Not really anti-Baltimore or anything, but it's nice to see the. I don't know. I guess Baltimore's still an underdog, I guess, but they are being slaughtered by everybody. It gets a little annoying. They are really checking this as I get this angle. This might be a little bit better. I would say that he's safe. The tie goes to the runner. And I'm talking as a Pirates fan. I'm not going to be biased. Pirates again. Mitch Keller already on the mound. They are still reviewing it. The call on the field is overturned. So Hill is going to get charged with a single. Hill, again, hustling. All right. Anyway, he was safe despite the pleas from Greg Brown, and I forgot the commentator guy's name. All right, that pitch is outside for ball 1, so we are still in the 5th inning. Runner on first 2 outs. Hill is a speedster. I would be surprised if his speed rating in MLB The Show did not go up. I did not know how fast it is, but it should be faster, whatever it is. That was some hustle there. Here's the 1-0. To Pauly, big swing and a miss. Strike 1. Graham Pauly last year only played 13 games. Again, part of this youth movement that the Marlins have. Very inexperienced team. Here's the 1-1 to Pauly. Pauly checked his swing. Did not go. Ball 2. 2-1 the count here to Pauly. Runner on first. Here's the 2-1. And there's a line drive down the right field line. It's fair. Hill is hustling. Hill is already at home. Wow. Just like that, Mitch Keller allows a run here in the bottom of the 5th. Hanging slider. Pauly takes advantage. And it just stays in that little. That's tough. Unfortunate bounces going the Marlins' way. And Hill, again, he's fast. And we still have some tech issues going on with Pittsburgh. There's a called strike there. Sportsnet is bad. I can tell you that right now. Here's the 0-1. And that's to Pham, who makes the catch on the jog. So there's no doubt about that one. 3 outs here for the Marlins, but they do get a run. It is now 4-1. Pirates with the lead. All right, I know I just went over scores earlier, but you might as well because nothing going on. Nothing going on whatsoever. Blue Jays, they'll settle with 5 as they are up 5-2 at the top of the 5th. Pardon me. The Red Sox and Rangers are tied at 0 apiece in the top of the 3rd. And the Mets up 2-0 over the Astros in the top of the 3rd. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. That's perfectly fine with me. Whatever. Get viewers, it is whatever. But I'm still going to do it regardless. I'm still going to try and hit the goals that I have set. Doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Till December to hit them. See. I don't ever see. Back issues against Pittsburgh. I'm just getting static in my. Are coming back. Sportsnet Pit is it's not good. We need something better. They do have a pitching change here. Tyler Phillips. Maybe Rodriguez. Again, Rodriguez, he can get his first hit, hopefully, right here for the season. Oh, that's a nice curveball in there for strike 2. Tyler Phillips last year had a 6.87 ERA. 300 was the opponent batting average as Andy Rodriguez calls time. Rodriguez looking for his first hit of the season. Here's the pitch. Swung on it way in the dirt. Man, Rodriguez, you could say, is struggling a little bit. I mean, that didn't make it to home plate. In steps in Adam Frazier. And that is low for ball 1. Phillips got a 95 mile per hour fastball. I am just yawning away. Had trouble sleeping the last 4 days, but I'm not going to get any sympathy. That's fine. And I just can't fall asleep during the day, apparently. Here's the 1-0 to Frazier. And that's a fair ball. Frazier's going to second. Oh, and he's tagged out. Oh, my goodness. He had a single, but a pretty solid throw by Conine. Throws him out at second. A little greedy there, but Pretty good throw. I mean, as soon as he got the ball, he turned it through. Like, it was just really good fielding there. As the first pitch to Kiner Falefa is inside for ball one. Here's the 1-0. Checked his swing, but he did not go. Ball two. Here's the 2-0. Falefa with the fly ball. Center field. And it's out number 3. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Your score remains 4-1. Maybe one day we'll just be better. Or not. It's cool. I don't need it. I don't need it, man. Four one is your score as we head to the bottom of the 6th. I believe the Pirates only had 3 hits yesterday, so I guess if you look at it from that standpoint, we're doing better. We have 5 hits through 6. Let me double check though. Oh, we had 4 hits, so we already passed yesterday's hit total. Trying to see the positives. I mean, we're up by 3 runs, so it's not like it's over, but I will say that little bit nervous. That's right. The UFL is supposed to be going on tonight. I don't know if that's actually going on or not. Oh, wow. So it is. Yep. So the Battlehawks and the Roughnecks are going on right now. Battlehawks up 12-0. I wonder if you hide this real quick. Yeah, you guys can see what's going on. Now you can't go see what's going on. I'll search it up later. That'd be pretty cool if that were the case, but it's not at the moment. All right, 0-1 here to Stowers. And Stowers calls time. Keller trying to stay in the game. I mean, a six innings pitched, 1 allowed run. Hey, that's a pretty good outing. I mean, that ERA would be under 2. So, all right, here's the first pitch, and that's going to be outside for ball 1. Pirates up 4-1. Trying to even the series at 1 apiece and hopefully take the rest. And checked his swing. He went. Strike 2. It's a nice pitch there. A lot of movement there on that changeup. Here's the 1-2 to Stowers. And he fouls it off. So the count will remain at 1-2. Game's been going on for 1:40. I would say it's going to move a little bit faster now that Gillespie's out of there. That freaking bum taking an hour to pitch in between each pitch. Here's the 1-2 to Stowers. And Bart looking for strike 3. That was close. It says it caught the zone over here. Bart was ready to throw it to third. Here's the 2-2 to Stowers. And he fouls it off to stay alive. Here's the 2-2 to Stowers. Stowers Fouls it off again, so he'll stay alive. And that actually went through the netting. Don't think the fans were expecting that. Here's the 2-2 once more. Swing and a miss. Tried to check his swing, but could not hold up. So Keller gets the strikeout regardless. That is now 4 strikeouts for Mitch Keller. Here's the 0-0 to Bride, and that's going to be inside ball 1. It's the 1-0. Outside for ball 2. I just realized. I'm so sorry. Oh, wait, no, you can't see that. Okay, good. I'm glad I had those things added in there. Just having things cover the screen for no reason. Here's the 2-0. And there's a chopper to third. Hayes has it. Throws on to first for out number 2. That'll bring up Mervis, who, he cost the Marlins. He didn't cost the Marlins a run. He kind of gave the Pirates a run earlier today, cutting off the throw home. Well, Bart would have been thrown out by a mile. But thank you to Mervis for allowing Bart to score. Here is to Mervis. Mervis, line drive, and it'll get down. So Mervis gets his first hit of the season. I know that's a big thing for Mervis. Mervis definitely had a rough game yesterday, had a rough game so far today, but he gets on, so good for him. Now hopefully Lopez gets out here, and that'll end that little happy story there, because I could care less about the Marlins. I did feel a little bad for nervous Mervis. Keller trying to get through 6 with just 1 allowed. That'd be pretty good. Pretty solid start. He's through 5 2/3. Here's the first pitch to Lopez. That's inside for ball 1. Pardon me, I just burped into the mic. I tried to hide it, and I burped into that. Hear it. But I admitted it, so you know I did it. Runner on first for Lopez. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Big swing. Showing the replay here of this monstrous swing. He was trying to go yard there. Here is the 1-1 to Lopez. Called strike on the outside corner. Ooh, I'm faster than Greg Brown. Get freaking wrecked. Just kidding. Big Greg Brown fan. I like him. One of my favorite baseball announcers. Probably my favorite. I don't know. John Miller's really good too. Here's the 1-2 to Lopez. Grounder to short. Falefa tosses to Frazier. Backhanded it to second. And that's out number 3. We are through 6. Keller. Just 1 run allowed in the 5th. The Pirates lead 4-1. Really wish I could have UFL football bug. I'd have to see if they can add that. I'm not too sure. Battlehawks up over the Roughnecks, 12-0. If you don't care about the UFL or XFL, is it? I don't remember. I think it's the UFL. Here's some baseball scores for you. Earlier today, the Rays up 3-2. Over the Rockies. They win their season opener starting today for some reason. In the bottom of the 5th, the Orioles are down 5-2 to the Blue Jays. Blue Jays with a runner on third with 1 out. In the bottom of the 3rd, the Red Sox are down 1-0 to the Rangers. The Rangers have a runner on first and nobody out. Mets are up 3-0 on the Astros. There are 2 outs in the bottom third there. And the Cubs and D-backs have yet to get underway. Same thing with the Athletics and Mariners, Braves, Padres, and Tigers and Dodgers. 3 of those games are expected to get underway in about 45 minutes or so. The Tigers, Dodgers probably will start when this game is over. But you never know. Never know. Again, I'm not too sure if you're watching and you haven't subscribed. Well, hey, you should. You should go ahead and support your small guy, your small YouTuber. Or you can comment below, or you can do both. Actually, both is kind of cool. Again, what I kind of do, you can look at my recent history. Look at the live broadcast I've done the past 2 or 2.5 weeks. I'm going to start doing those more often now. Pretty much whenever I'm not working, I will be dedicating one live broadcast a day to that. So today I was not going to. I was supposed to work today, but that got moved to tomorrow. And that's why I'm doing this game. I was going to pretty much every day I'm home, I'll try to do a Pirates game. But of course, you recommend something, I will be sure to put that game on, or if I have it, for sure. Here's the 0-1 to Pham. Pham with a chopper to short. Lopez throws. He beats Pham. Pham hustling down the line, but a good play by the shortstop Pham, or Lopez, for out number 1. In steps in Bryan Reynolds. Bryan Reynolds, he had one great, nice clutch hit yesterday, but I'm sure he would love to add on to that, as he is just 1 for 7 so far to start this brand new campaign. And chopper to first. It stays fair. Just bad luck. And Reynolds just jogging down there. You can't even believe it. And in steps in O'Neal Cruz. And if you missed the news, he had a cruise missile in the 5th inning. Line drive down the right field line. Went 381 feet, 115 exit velocity. That's all that new gen stuff. Here's the 0-0 to Cruz. That's going to be outside for ball 1. Definitely helping the Pirates today. You could argue he hurt the Pirates yesterday. In fact, if you listen to my call yesterday, I did say that. I definitely did not agree with the fielding decisions yesterday. Here's the 1-0 to Cruz. That's going to be called. Strike there, down on the knees. Here's the 1-1 to Cruz. And it's a little blooper there, and it's going to get down. So Cruz is going to get another base hit here. Cruz, I believe he has 2 stolen bases already this year, so he might have the green light here to take off. That'll bring in Joey Bart. He's looking for his first hit of the campaign, but Bart, not Hart, does have 2 walks today. Runner on first. Here's the 0-0. And that hit to short, and he's not going to have a play as he just eats it. So that's going to be a hit for Bart, his first of the brand new season. And that's going to bring up Pirates legend Andrew McCutchen. He got his first hit today with a RBI double. McCutchen waiting as they're chatting. All right. McCutchen is now in the box. Runners on first and second. Cruz on second. Bart on first. And the catcher's going to call for time. And we have a technical issue with the pitch comp. So no one does hand signals anymore. Everything's done electronically, I guess. I'm not too sure. So as they do that, I can't really do anything. So it is what it is. Let me look at the scores again around the MLB. Blue Jays up 5-2 over the Orioles. Red Sox down 1-0 to the Rangers. That's still up 3-0 on the Astros. That's pretty much it. One of the few instances where there's not going to be many games going on to today. Most of the time, though, throughout the year, you will have a lot of games going out. There's only 6 games. No, pardon me. There's only 9 games going on to today, and that'll be the lowest until April 10th on a Thursday. No, actually, next Thursday, there's only 5. So I guess they've chosen Thursdays and Mondays. That's usually how it is, I guess, huh? Thursdays, though, seems to be the common one where it's like there's nothing going on. But today's a Friday, so that's why I don't understand it. Literally just coming back to the season, and you decide to give most of the teams an off day. Would have rather saved that for later down in the road. That's just my opinion. 2 outs here to McCutchen. Runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. McCutchen grounder to short. He's just going to toss it over to the second baseman. Grounds out there. So 2 runners left on. 2 hits there, but the Pirates don't get anyone across. It's still 4-1. McCutchen batting 143. Though the lowest, I guess you can say, is Rodriguez, as he has 0 hits. But those with the hit would be Brian Reynolds. He's 1 for 8. OPS is 347. Rodriguez OPS 143. Obviously, those numbers will not hold. Either go up drastically or go down drastically. Though you could say Pham and Bart are pretty close to where the numbers will be. Hopefully Hayes isn't close to his, as he's OPS is 572. Diner for left is 629. Want those to be higher. Marlins, though, they are not. They don't really have much to speak for. Their leading hitter is Hill. He's batting 400, but most of their hitters are in the ones, so 4 zeros. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. Again, Pirates up 4-1. Man, I am just exhausted, man. But the Pirates are winning. All right. So Mitch Keller is going to exit the game with 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. So he had a pretty good game. Reminds me of Paul Skeens yesterday. He pitched 5 2/3, had 2 earned runs. Or was it 5 1/3? I don't know. All right, in to pitch now is Ferguson. Here's the pitch. We got a chopper to third. Throws on to first for out number 1. Myers hustling down, making that a tough throw for Hayes, but Hayes able to deliver it on time and with precision. Ferguson, 4.64 ERA last year. Yeah, so yesterday he pitched 1 inning and did allow 1 hit, but he was good in his. Hello, just made it back. Odds of Pirates winning are 1 out of 9, so about 11%. Yeah, I am about to fall asleep over here, Trisk. I'm sorry. Pretty boring game. Not exactly the most lively of YouTube streams, but that's okay. I would say though I'm liking our odds right now. We're up 4-1, so as you know, despite getting the first pitch to round out to third, he's now 3-0 to the next batter. So thank you for stopping by, Trisk, as always. And that one is inside for strike one. Here's the 3-1 to Hicks. And that one misses for ball 4. Ferguson's not happy. Ferguson is not liking the umpire's calls tonight. Boring baseball is good, but a win is best. Yeah, I don't know. I'm about to fall asleep, But I'm going to finish it out because I'm a trooper. I will not be able to call tomorrow night's game. We got Hill with a nice drag bunt, but Rodriguez with a nice acrobatic play. Hill diving to first. Raven, how's it going, man? I appreciate you coming back. You've been playing Rainbow Six. Not much has happened. All right, so here's the update. I can give you an update. I'm falling asleep, so I can kind of tell you how it's gone. But in the 5th inning, McCutcheon got his first hit of the season with the nice RBI double. Then Andy Rodriguez hit a sacrifice fly to right. Bart tags up. It was a shallow sacrifice fly. So that ball, did not travel far. The right fielder throws it home, but the first baseman cuts it off. Had he not, Bart would have been thrown out by a mile. But that's how the first 2 runs of the game were scored by the Pirates. Bart kind of dodging a bullet there. I don't know how. I don't know why the first baseman did that, but that's good for us. And then in the 5th inning, O'Neal Cruz with a line drive home run, 2-run shot there to put us up 4-0. And then I was bragging on how Mitch Keller was doing pretty good, and then he allows a run in the 5th, so that's on me. That is 100% on me. And then they have pulled Mitch with 6 innings pitched. He did a pretty good job tonight. Right now we have Ferguson up. I can't really remember too much how he did yesterday. Apparently he didn't allow a run. He's one of the few relievers that didn't. Right now we are live. 1-0 count to this is a Wagaman. It's a pinch hitter here for Paulie. Runner on second. So if everything goes well, they will move on to 1-1. We'll see. I am falling asleep over here, though. It's not my day, as the 2-0 is fouled behind him, so the count will go to 2-1. So you play Rainbow Six. That means you are probably a very sweaty player, because I do not play Rainbow Six. I do play Call of Duty, a little bit less now. Here's the 2-1. And he fouls that one behind him, so the count is 2-2. So yeah, sorry, Draven, I am not a Rainbow Six guy. I guess I need the aim assist. I don't know. I do play COD, and it's hit and miss with COD. Here's the 2-2 to Wagaman, and Wagaman fly. That's a big shot, but that's gonna go foul. Yes, sir. Yeah, you are, Sweat. Yeah, you bum. That's cool, though. That's cool, man. Hopefully you're shooting straight. GG, easy W. I'll try and catch every string of I appreciate it, man. I do. Even if it's for a few seconds, it's awesome, man. I do appreciate it. Called strike 3. Ferguson freezes Wagaman. And we're going to head to the 8th. The Pirates holding a 3-run advantage, 4-1. But it's no big deal if you don't. I get it. But I appreciate I'm assuming you subscribe because you're here. So thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Tomorrow I won't be able to, at least not for baseball. I got to work tomorrow. I'll be home in the evening, and I'll probably be tired, so I don't think I will stream tomorrow. I'll try to record a YouTube video. We'll see what happens. Sunday, if it rains, I'll rush home from work and get here in time for the game. If it doesn't rain, I don't think I'll be here. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you for stopping by, and good luck with Siege. I will never play that game again. I don't think I will. It was just too much for me. An old man. So, all right, let me go ahead and announce the other MLB scores happening across the nation. Not many games being played today. The Blue Jays are up 6-2 on the Orioles at the end of 6. The Red Sox and Rangers are tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 4th. The Mets are up 3-0 on the Astros in the bottom of the 4th. But again, the Astros have runners at the corners, nobody out. Cubs, D-backs supposed to start in 30 minutes, same with the Athletics and Mariners, and as well as the Braves and Padres. Tigers, Dodgers will start most likely after this game is completed, as they start in an hour. The Rays and Rockies began their opening day today. The Rays won that 1-2. All right, here's the first pitch for Hayes. Hayes giving this one a ride. Hayes on the warning track. Oh, it's caught. Just missed it. Stowers with a nice run and catch. Hayes is smiling. He thought he had it. Hayes gave that one a good ride, but it unfortunately finds the deep part of the ballpark. Another 10 feet, and that one is gone. He's smiling. He knows he can do it. Check swing there by Rodriguez. The count will be 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that one's outside, so it'll be a 2-0 count. Rodriguez looking for his first hit of the season. Here's the 2-0, and that one is low for ball 3. Rodriguez may not be able to get a hit here if he's walked, but I'm sure he'll take it. Here's the 3-0, and that's inside and low for ball 4. So Rodriguez will take the walk as the Pirates get a base runner there. Again, they are up 4-1 in the top of the 8th, as you can see on your YouTube screen. And in steps in Adam Frazier. His only hit tonight, he was thrown out, trying to make a single into a double. Great play by the right fielder to immediately throw it. He did not miss a step. Frazier with the bunt, but the umpire is signaling foul ball, and probably for good reason too, as Frazier would have been out by a mile. If you are new here, don't hesitate to subscribe. I know it's a big hassle to press the button. I get it. I've been there. I've done it. But just, help out the little guy, We're all in this together. Here is the 0-1 to Frazier. And Rodriguez on first. Here's the pitch. Frazier, grounder to second. There's 1, 2. It's a double play. And that'll end the top of the 8th. Frazier pretty upset with himself. We get to the bottom of the 8th. Your score is still Pirates 4, Marlins 1. Due up for the Pirates next inning is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Tommy Pham, and Brian Reynolds. So at least we'll see Reynolds at least one more time. Hopefully Reynolds can snap out of it. 1 for 7 on the year. There's 1 for 8. Yeah, no, he's 1 for 8. Pretty sure. Yeah, 1 for 8. My goodness. Commercial break. I guess I can give you the scores, even though I just gave them to you guys. Keep the conversation going. Pirates 4, Blue Jays up 6-2 in the top of the 7th. Red Sox and Rangers tied at 1 apiece at the end of 4. Mets up 3-1 on the Astros at the end of 4. Pardon me. The Cubs and Diamondbacks are in their warm-up. Braves, Padres, they are all warming up now. 20 minutes from game time there. In the UFL, you guys are going to watch the XFL, UFL, whatever you want to call it. The Battlehawks versus the Roughnecks today, and the Battlehawks are up 15-0 with 1:49 left in the second quarter. I'll have to do one UFL game. We'll see how that goes. Problem is, I don't know. I mean, they're on local channels. The only one that's not is actually next Sunday. The Brahmas, however you taking on the Battlehawks on FS1. So there's an opportunity for me to call a game. I believe I have FS1, and not many people do. So there we go. We're looking at next Sunday at 5:30. I will do the UFL. I'll do it. I'm calling it right now. I'll have to let official Jaguar know that I got it. Don't worry about it. All right, here's Ryan Borucki. I was happy he made the team, but he didn't look too sharp yesterday. Here's the first pitch, and right then and there, already, we have a leadoff single. So maybe Borucki might just be washed. I mean, that's just what it is. He's been an underrated reliever for years, but last year was not good, and then again yesterday he looked awful. Same thing right here, right off the bat there. So again, runner on first, nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. Marlins down by 3, but they've been down before. They were down yesterday. There's the 0-0, and there's a desperate swing and miss there by Stowers. In fact, Greg Brown just mentioned it. Borucki was so effective 2 years ago. Not as much last year. Here's the 0-1. That one is outside for ball 1. The Marlins trying to rally here on the Pirates. Can the bullpen, which has been shaky, for the last, I would say, again, going back to last year. Here is the 1-1. That one is outside for ball 2. Checked his swing, did not get the call. But yeah, it's been shaky for a good bit now. Was the strength at one point last year. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Borucki trying to bounce back from a rough outing yesterday. Him and Holderman and Bednar and Cruz, they all played their part yesterday in the Pirates' loss. But it's a team game, so it is what it is. 2-2 here to Stowers. Runner on first for the Marlins. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. And, it's a grounder. He tags him. Tags the runner. And it's a double play. Double play. What a play by Endy. Endy had one rough play yesterday, but ever since that one play, he has been making amazing plays at first. Heads up there, tagging the bag, and then just immediately charging the runner. He didn't turn and blindly throw. He was keeping his eye on the runner. Barucki here with the pitch, and that's going to be outside for ball one. In stepping in Bride, batting 167. And that one, slow little changeup in there for strike one. Here's the 1-1 to Bride. And that's another changeup there for strike two. Here's the 1-2 to Bride. And that's going to be low in the dirt for ball two. Handled well by Joey Bart, but no one really on, so it's not a big deal. Here's the 2-2, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Barucki strikes him out, so he rebounds from a rough outing yesterday. And the Pirates take a 3-run lead heading into the top of the ninth. Can they hold on? Will they run out Bednar again? Bednar has had a rough... Oof. I really hope they do not, personally. I would not be a fan. Oh, the first blown game of the season belongs to the Pirates. David Bednar. Yeah, okay. That was yesterday, of course. That's rough. That is just... So do it for the Pirates. Isaiah Kiner, Falefa, Tommy Pham, and Brian Reynolds. 3 hitters that are really struggling for the Pirates. But, you got to hope that they can get something going here. Hopefully Brian Reynolds can find some more of his magic. Of course, other people would probably have to get on for that to happen. What it is, we'll take it. We'll take a dub. Even if they go 1, 2, 3, done here, take a dub. I'd feel great if it was a 4-1 win. It's 4-2 or 4-3. It is what it is. And I'm not too sure who's coming in for the Pirates. They were warming up Dennis Santana in the bullpen, but that was just in case Barucki. I'm not too sure. Go ahead and leave this. All right. Here is the 0-0 to Kiner Falefa, and that's in there for a strike. Cannot get the words out of my mouth. And Pirates up 4-1 here in the top of the ninth. Here's the 0-1. Falefa, grounder. That's going to roll foul. Veneziano in here pitching for the Marlins. Still here, been listening. Fingers crossed. Well, thank you again for staying around, sticking around. Appreciate it. That's awesome. I am just... And you'll never guess who they're warming up for the bottom of the ninth. David Bednar. Here's the 0-2 to Falefa. And that one is in the dirt, ball one. And I'm a big David Bednar fan, but you have to acknowledge that he's been terrible the last year. And he had a rough showing yesterday. Here's the 1-2 to Falefa. Falefa right to the second baseman. He throws on a first for out number 1. That's going to bring up left fielder Tommy Pham. He's batting 143 so far in this very young season. Tommy Pham getting a lot of boos for some reason. And there's a curveball in there for a called strike on the inside part of the plate. Caught a little bit of it. 0 for 4, reached on an error in the 5th. And he has a run and a stolen base today. That's going to be high for ball 1. David will give up at least 1, probably 2 runs at the bottom of the 9th. Yeah. I sure hope not. I want to feel confident in him again. And that one, curveball, catches the backside of the plate. Strike 2. You can't. That's a tough pitch to hit. He could blow the game all entirely here. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be a curveball, low, ball 2. I would like to feel confident in David Bednar again. That'd be great. Just going to the 9th knowing you're going to win like it was a few years ago. Here's the 2-2. Pham. High. And that is going to be foul. In fact, what I can do for you at the commercial break, I can go ahead and most likely give you the David Bednar stats for the last few years to see how dominant he was and just how he fell off. Here's the 2-2 to Pham. Pham to short. Oh, and he boots it. So Pham is going to get on again due to another error. So, he went 0 for 5, but, he got on base twice. It literally went in his glove. He just forgot to close the glove. Sorry, Edwards. Bryan Reynolds is 0 for 4 tonight. Definitely want to see something from him. Batting from the right side for the first time this game. He's 0 for 4, 2 ground outs, 2 strikeouts, though a few of his hits have just been unfortunate luck. That's how it always feels with him. And that one is a curveball. Gets the back door there. Strike 1. Here's the 1-1. Swinging strike in a ball very, very low. I can hear Jonah saying he's got... gets on base. Oh, okay. I don't know who Jonah is. Jonah. He gets on base. He gets on base. Oh, he gets on base. Okay, you're talking about the Moneyball movie. I gotcha. But I don't think they worked that in. I don't think they worked errors into the into the equation there. Here is the 1-2 to Reynolds. That one's high for ball 2. I'm just chilling. Just big chilling tonight. Almost fell asleep on stream. That would have been embarrassing. I've been powering through. I don't know what they're talking about, but they are talking about something that's not a... So they've been some, yes, I almost dropped my book. Sorry. Don't drop your book. Marlins having a lot of tech issues tonight. This is their 3rd time with that pitching comlink thing that they do. 2-2 count to Reynolds. Reynolds trying not to have an offer. And there is a pickoff attempt, and that goes over the first baseman's head. And Pham is literally jogging to second base. Now he's walking. Yes, Jonah. Jonah Hill. Had him picked off, honestly, if the throw was on target. Veneziano. I guess that's an error. Runner in scoring position for Brian Reynolds. This would be pretty big. Brian Reynolds bats like 3-something with runners in scoring position. 320. He showed it yesterday. 320-something. Probably not going to show it again because why would they? And he takes a pitch outside. Ball 3. Full count here. Yep, 320. Runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch. And that's chopped foul. Three and 2 count. Top of the 9th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Brian Reynolds goes down on strikes. That's 3 strikeouts for him tonight. Not a great day at the plate for Brian Reynolds. But that'll bring in O'Neal Cruz, who had the 2-run shot in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Cruz sends one deep to center, but racing back to make the catch is the center fielder there, and that's going to be out number 3. The Pirates leading 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. What the heck type of commercial is playing on my computer? We're just going to deal with it, I guess. All right, heading to the bottom of the 9th, the Pirates with a 3-run lead. They are going to trot out David Bednar. Maybe he can find his previous form, which I said I'd look up for you, but hold on. I'm going to look up some scores. Orioles down 2-8 to the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox, Rangers. Rangers up 2-1 in the top of the 6th. Mets up 3-1 on the Astros in the top of the 6th. And the rest of the games have yet to be underway. David Bednar, the Renegade. In his first year with the Pirates, he had a 2.23 ERA, 3 saves. He was not the closer. I forgot who the closer actually was. I'd have to look at that. In 2022 with the Pirates, he had a little bit of a down year, 2.61 ERA, but he had 34 saves. No, he had 19 saves, so he was like the closer for like half the year or something like that. In 2023, his ERA was a flat 2. He had 39 saves, which actually led the NL. And then last year, things seemingly fell apart for David Bednar. 5.77 ERA, 23 saves. Just not great. And this year, his ERA is infinite. Facing Matt Mervis, and that's the first pitch. It's going to be low in the dirt for ball 1. David Bednar, he's a 2-time All-Star. 3 years with the Pirates, his ERA was in the 2s. Last year, his ERA was 5.77. Which Bednar will we see? We're not off to a good start in 2025, but he gets the called strike there. 1-1 at the count to Mervis. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. One and two the count here to Mervis. David Bednar trying to get the save. What do you do if he blows the save? Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough one. Here's the 1-2 to Mervis. That's going to be high for ball 2. 97 on the gun. His velocity is definitely not the problem. Though he used to be able to get it in 98 territory, 99. I don't know if it's maybe because it's early in the season, but maybe he'll get there later down the road. 77-mile curveball goes in the dirt. Ball 3. I know Mervis is at the plate, but I'm still nervous. Bednar has not looked like himself past few years. Or, last year, I should say. And then this year, obviously, off to a rough start. Here is the 3-2. That's high for ball 4. That's going to bring up Lopez to the plate. Lopez is a pretty decent hitter for the Marlins. Would not surprise me if worst case scenario happened. Bednar walks the first hitter. That's going to bring up Lopez. Lopez took a ball on the ear earlier in the ball game. He stayed in the game, and he's doing fine. Here's the 0-0. And there is a ball deep left center field. That ball is gone. David Bednar allows a 2-run shot, and this game is just a 1-run game. It is now 4-3. The Pirates are now holding on by a thread. That ball was just launched. 96-mile-per-hour high. It wasn't even in the zone. Bednar, you can see his face. He is just so mad. Here's the first pitch, and there's a curveball for strike 1. Little nervous here. Yeah, I know, right? We do have someone up in the bullpen. There's a chopper to short. Falefa throwing to first for out number 1. Bednar recording his first out of the year. I need to check his ERA. What is his ERA, actually? That's going to be Hicks. Bednar's ERA for the year is an 81. Bednar's ERA for the year is currently sitting at 81. Not looking good. Here's the pitch to Hicks. Hicks checks his swing but makes contact. Foul ball. 1-run game. Lopez with the 2-run shot here in the bottom of the 9th to make it a 1-score game. Or it was already a 1-score game, but 1-run game. Pardon me. 4-3 Pirates leading over the Marlins. Bednar is struggling. He's continuing his last year's struggles into this year. Curveball catches the outside part of the plate. 0-2 is the count to Hicks. Hicks has yet to record a hit this year. He did walk in the 7th. Here's the 0-2 to Hicks. Here's a grounder to short. IKF throws the first for out number 2. A big out number 2. And that is going to make Bednar's ERA drop by 40.5 points down to 40.5. So 40.5 is David Bednar's ERA. In steps in their best player so far this series, Derek Hill. He's batting .400. He's 1 for 2. He has a sac bunt in this one. Here's the pitch, and that's low in the dirt for ball 1. This would be a catastrophe. Here's the 1-0 to Hill. Swing and a miss on a curveball out of the zone. 1-1 to Hill. And Hill's going to step out. Bednar trying to get the win for Keller. Keller had 6 innings pitched, only allowed 1 run. He had a great night. And that's a curveball in the dirt. And that gets away from the catcher, but no one's on. I hope the batter gets confused and tries to hit another sac fly. Yeah, well, you know, the Marlins would be the team to do that. Here's the 2-1 to Hill. Oh, high fastball, but he swung. Trying to check his swing. The count is 2-2. Bart told him to calm down. Here's the 2-2. 2 outs to Hill. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing. The ball. It's such a close call. Oh, man. Full count now to Hill. Here's the pitch. 3-2. Swing and a miss. On a high fastball, which would have been ball 4. Bednar gets the save. Hopefully, he remembers the last 3 batters for the rest of the year, and we can get things going for David Bednar and the Pirates. The Pirates now bringing the series back 1-1. It's not all over for them. All right, well, that'll do it for me. Thank you for everyone watching. Didn't really have much of the numbers, so maybe this is the real numbers. Everyone was excited for opening day yesterday. But now question, are my prognostications because I know baseball or because I create the outcomes? You create the outcomes. I don't know. It's kind of predictable at this point. I had a feeling that would happen too, to be honest. But anyway, I guess when you're one with the world, there you go. You're one with the force. But all right, that's it for me. I am sleepy and I am tired. And I will catch you guys in the next one. I will not be on tomorrow for the Pirates game. We'll see if I stream a game. I'm not too sure, but it will be in the evening as I work in the afternoon. So you guys have a good one. Thank you very much. Trisk, as always, your #1 fan here. I will catch y'all later. Peace.